Hi, I'm Robin Schultz with the Hoover Channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll always know when we have a new video coming up.
I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome to our December 18th work session in preparation for Monday's City Council meeting. For those who are less familiar with what we do at work session, this is just an opportunity for the council to interact directly with the staff and ask questions about the items that will be on our agenda for Monday night. So we look forward to learning about those. Mr. Mayor, I believe you had an introduction to make.
Yeah, please, I would like to introduce Brian Munger as our new city administrator. Brian, if you'd like to go up and just say a couple of words.
Good evening, Madam President, City Council members, Mayor Durzis. I want to thank you all for the faith you've placed in me to come on board with the city. It's my third day. It's been a wonderful reception. Obviously, I'm deep into the midst of getting up to date on all the projects the city has going. But I've been deeply impressed with the work that the staff has put forth, and I know there's a lot of great things to come for the city in the next term, and I'm looking forward to be a part of that. So thank you so much for having me.
We welcome you. Thank you for coming. All right. So for the first item on our consent agenda for Monday night is resolution number 8686-25. It's a resolution approving an alcohol license for Urban Cookhouse on Marble Terrace. Ms. Dickerson?
Yes, there are no issues on this request from the police department or from the planning department.
Any questions for Ms. Dickerson on this item? All right, we'll move along to number 4, resolution number 8687-25. This is related to the Hilton Garden Inn Homewood Suites on Emory Drive, and it also involves an alcohol license. Ms. Dickerson?
There are no issues on this request from the police department or from the planning department.
Any questions? All right, item number 5, resolution 8688-25. This is a resolution concurring with the appointment of a member to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Ms. Dickerson?
Yes, I'll go on and take several of these resolutions if it's okay together. So we're appointing, the mayor makes the appointments for the Planning and Zoning Commission, so this is just concurring with several appointments that he has made for that. It is also concurrent with his appointment to the Greater Birmingham Convention Visitors Bureau, the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority, the Hoover Metropolitan Complex Advisory Committee, and then it is also for the council appointments for the Parks and Recreation Board.
And that covers items number 5 through 16, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And the council members have more information on those appointments in your packet for Monday. Any questions at this point for Ms. Dickerson?
Madam President, are we going to announce who those people are tonight, or are we going to do that Monday?
We usually do that on the night of.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, item number 17, that's resolution number 8700-25. Ms. Fuqua, this is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Pitney Bowes. Ms. Fuqua, do you want to join us and talk about that one?
Council, Mayor, Pitney Bowes is basically the machine that we have down at Public Safety Center that handles all the mail and everything. And I've been asked to basically, since the municipal court is the one that handles the brunt of the mailing, that we are going to handle all of this. This has been, Pitney Bowes has been with us for, several years. And so we're taking it over. And we'll just basically handle all of that. We'll go over there, take all the count of it, and then basically, since that money, so that we'll handle that, will come in. Now, I have special funding, so I can't have that commingle with mine. We'll get the invoice, and then we'll send it off over, transfer it over to finance and pay it through the invoice through finance on that. So this is the machine. It will have to be, now this is an older machine, so we are getting a newer version of the Pitney Bowes machine. So basically, it's just for the mail for the whole Public Safety Center.
Any questions for Ms. Fuquay?
Madam President, Ms. Fuquay, did you say you're going to be handling the mail for all of the city? Or are you just going to be handling
For the
the record
public,
keeping?
for the Public Safety Center, all the mail that comes in, yes.
Just for the Public Safety
Yes,
Center?
yes,
All
yes,
right,
sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, the next item, number 18, Mr. Miller, is a resolution accepting a change order for the Hoover Fire Station number 1.
That's correct, and good evening. This is actually change order requests number 24 through 30. There are some additional ones that will come in future meetings coming through. All of this money is budgeted in the project. We budgeted extra in the project, so we were a little conservative on the front end. But also, if you'll remember, we are in liquidated damages for the contractor starting September 1st. If the contractor finishes by January 1st, that's approximately $60,000 worth of cost that will be coming back to the city. Right now, with through change order request number 30, we're approximately 50,000 over budget, but again, that does not account for the additional liquidated damages as well. So all of this is funded.
All right, what questions do you have for Mr. Miller?
Madam President, just to understand, you're not asking for any additional funds.
That's correct.
Are you needing to transfer funds within the budget
No, sir.
for this? Very good.
No, sir,
Thank
we're
you.
not.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item is Ms. Ginn to talk about the supplemental agreement number 7 for the Little Valleydale Road widening project.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is on Little Valleydale, like you said. This is just a single track, or actually, this one's the 2 tracks that have to, okay, I'm looking at, okay, I apologize, I've got this backwards. Okay, this one is, Little Valleydale is during our negotiation, the right-of-way acquisition, the property owner had an issue with the design and what was being done, and so we are going back, we'll have to go back through the right-of-way, do the reappraisal, and do some design change to accommodate the property owner so we can get this parcel moved through. That's what the one is for Little Valleydale, just the one parcel.
Any questions for Ms. Ginn?
Is Little Valleydale over by the PSC?
That's right. It's the one that is from 31 over to River Chase Parkway East.
Thank you. And are these within budget?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Ginn. And next one is you as well. So
Yes.
Resolution 870325, which is also related to Valleydale Road from Caldwell Mill to Inverness Center.
Yes, ma'am. This one is for Big Valleydale. This is the one that's the 2 tracks to get the reappraisal. So one of the steps that we've got to go through because there's a certain period of time that appraisal is good for. So we need to do that and make a few edits to that for ALDOT.
Any questions?
Madam President, once again, this is within budget.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Ginn. Next, Ms. Lopez, the continuing resolution for the fiscal year 2025 to authorize funding for additional vehicles. And welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. Basically, this continuing resolution, if you remember at the beginning of the fiscal year, you passed the resolution to continue with the operations. We need to go ahead and purchase 27 vehicles in the amount of about $2 million. That will allow us, they actually have come in early this year, that will allow us to secure these vehicles. Then when you adopt the budget on December 29th, those vehicles will be in that original budget. This will allow us to secure them and also to avoid interest fees if we don't go ahead and pay for them, so.
Any questions for Ms. Lopez?
Ms. Lopez, isn't that 10 cars for the police department and 17 for the fire department?
I think it's 27 and 0.
Thank you.
Just trying to start a fight. Any other questions for Ms. Lopez? I believe you may have the next item as well, which is regarding the agreement with Porter White and Company.
Yes, this is going to be an agreement that will allow us to use Porter White as basically ongoing financial municipal advisor. Basically, it will help supplement the finance department with some higher level help from them. There's actually 3 facets to this agreement, but the first facet, the main facet, is that $60,000 a year that we will be able to utilize them on a monthly basis as needed for various financial help, whether it be looking at policies, looking at long-term projections, whatever it may be. The money, we're able to fund it with existing budget due to savings that we have from the choice in our new audit firm, so.
Any questions on that item for Ms. Lopez? All right, I see Chief Morris behind you. I didn't intend to skip over you. Does anybody have questions for the chief on the vehicle item? No? Okay.
If I could, just Madam President, just wanted to thank you all for considering that motion. And we've got several vehicles that are in need of replacement, and kind of our fleet's been neglected over the past several years, and just wanted to thank you for consideration. And if I can ask any questions, I would. And that count, Mr. Smith, it really is, we can get 27 for the cost of 1, so I'd just keep that in mind, please, for the fire department. But thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Just for reference. So we're good stewards of the city and taxpayers' money.
Thank you, Chief Morris. All right. So next item, I believe Ms. Wyatt is going to present to us about the Memorandum of Understanding for the Preservation and Development of Hale Springs in Bluff Park.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. Thank you for having us. We appreciate the opportunity to come and present to you about Hale Springs and some attempts to preserve this property. As you guys know, it's historical to Hoover. It does actually sit somewhat in the city of Birmingham as well, so an interjurisdictional cooperative effort is required. In our Parks and Recreation Comprehensive Plan that we previously adopted a few years ago, we have tasked Friends of Shades Mountain to be the leading convener of this project and any efforts underway. So I'd like to invite Larry Roddick up to present to you as per Dr. Middlebrooks' recommendation for tonight, and I will answer any questions that we have on the MOU itself. I will say briefly that the MOU is non-binding. It is a offer of support for the efforts of Friends of Shades Mountain, particularly in gaining Forever Wild's buy-in to purchase the property and preserve it in totality for public purpose, and then potentially a larger preserve and exploring the feasibility of such. So invite Mr. Roddick up now, please.
Yes, thank you. Please join us, Mr. Wright.
Good evening. My name is Larry Roddick, and I am the president of the Friends of Shades Mountain, a nonprofit 501c3 organization with 300 members that has been preserving the steep northwest slope of Shades Mountain for over 20 years. With me are Peggy Quinn and Tabitha Lacey, 2 of our board members, and Jennifer Collins, a landscape architect. I might point out they're all working voluntarily. None of us are getting paid for what we're doing. We're just passionate about this project. 3 years ago, Friends of Shades Mountain proposed the creation of a Bluff Park Preserve to include the 4 properties of Lover's Leap, the old Tip Top property, Hale Springs, and the historic radio tower owned by our organization. It was later incorporated in your Parks and Open Spaces plan. We later nominated Hale Springs to the Forever Wild Land Trust for purchase and preservation. The mayors of Hoover and Birmingham, along with the president of the Jefferson County Commission, signed letters of support along with 31 organizations and individuals. We are here today to ask you to approve a resolution related to our nomination of Hale Springs to Forever Wild. I will now ask Peggy Quinn and Jennifer Collins to elaborate on these efforts.
Council, Mayor, thank you for letting us speak tonight on this. Thank you, Larry. I am Peggy, and this is Jennifer. I'm a lifelong Bluff Park resident. Jennifer is a landscape architect, and we both live along Shades Crest Road in Hoover. So tonight, we will talk about the Hale Springs property, preserving it, and ultimately, hopefully, creating a larger Bluff Park Preserve, which takes us to sunsets, which are a universal attraction. They're a regular draw from atop Shades Mountain in Bluff Park overlooking the valley. There's no dedicated public space, however, where the community can gather to witness nature's beautiful display. So it has created a communal spot on the side of the former Tip Top Grill. Most any temperate evening, you'll find a crowd there awaiting the show, but there is no assurance that the privately owned lot will remain as a gathering destination. The proposed Bluff Park Preserve recognizes the community's desire for a place on the mountain crest where nature's beauty is the key attraction. More than 700 people signed a 2023 online petition supporting this idea. The 18-acre Hale Springs site with its 2 natural and historic springs is key to a proposed preserve. Hale Springs lot is privately owned, and it lies within the city limits of Birmingham, adjacent to Hoover. Trails to the property's springs would be a start, but the site holds the promise of a Crest to Creek trail location envisioned in Hoover's 2023 Parks and Public Spaces Plan. Friends of Shades Mountain did successfully nominate the Hale Springs site to Forever Wild in April of 2024. Making the Forever Wild shortlist provided 6 opportunities for us to go before the Land Trust Board at its quarterly meetings. We have 2 appearances remaining under the current nomination to persuade the board to vote to try to purchase the land. Its current owner has agreed he would consider an offer from Forever Wild. Birmingham and Hoover history flows from the property's natural springs, which soothed mountaintop resort visitors in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. The springs became Bluff Park's first drinking water source. Preserving the property and building trails to the springs would create a space for the public to acknowledge that history and to enjoy activities such as hiking, rock climbing, and, of course, sunset watching. Because of the land's proximity to more than 400 acres of Jefferson County and City of Birmingham-owned land in the valley, and another about 300 acres along Shades Creek owned by Freshwater Land Trust, Hale Springs also holds the potential to become a gateway to a larger forested preserve and to the next phase of Freshwater's Red Rock Trail System. Try to say that quickly. Red Rock Trail System, Corridor G, along West Oxmoor Road. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, who has created the maps that are on the screen and that are in the folders that we provided to you.
Thank you, Peggy. So this big picture map shows the Hale Springs property in bright green. It lies within the city of Birmingham, but is bordered by Hoover and fronts Shades Crest Road, which is a county thoroughfare. This area is very unique. 3 jurisdictions meet at the intersection of Shades Crest Road and Park Avenue and bump up against, as Peggy mentioned, hundreds of acres controlled by Jefferson County and the Freshwater Land Trust. Over the past year, Friends volunteers have met independently and jointly with Hoover, Birmingham, and Jefferson County officials and staff, just to emphasize the unusual opportunity that we have here for intergovernmental cooperation to preserve one of the last remaining natural areas on the northwest-facing slope of Shades Mountain. The next map has this property relates to the area immediately around it. If you look up on the screen, you can see that big kind of triangle space. That's the 18 acres Hell Springs property. And that yellow dot is kind of where everything converges. So the next two maps kind of drill down. What Forever Wild has asked us to do is figure out how we could get some parking on this. So it could be used for trails, very passive recreation needs. And so these two go down to a tighter level and look at, this is the north end. The blue triangle is owned by the Friends of Shades Mountain currently. It has a radio tower on it. So a couple spaces there. This is like a lay-by parking. And then if we go back to the south end there where the old tip-top is, the kind of orange across from the blue, the blue is the big water tower, and the couple of spaces lay-by parking off Shades Crest Road there. So we've met the requirement to show that we can make this work. So I'm going to turn it back over in conclusion. Thank you, Jennifer. The other, along with the parking and access assurances that Forever Wild wants, it also wants the assurance that the three governments that are connected to Hell Springs, the Hell Springs property, are all committed to preserving the site as a natural area open to low-impact recreation for the public, and that the governments will work with us, the Friends of Shades Mountain, toward that end. We hope that the resolution before you, once adopted by Hoover and Birmingham, will convey that commitment to the Land Trust Board. The beauty of the natural mountainside overlooking a green valley is a dwindling resource in our area. The community regularly exhibits its yearning for access to such a place. We ask that Hoover help us in our efforts to preserve Hell Springs. Thank you.
What questions does the council have at this point, if any? All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presentation. Next, I think we have the city attorney with item number 24 regarding the moratorium on certain new businesses within the city of Hoover.
Yes, ma'am. This is an extension of the moratorium concerning vape products, and it will extend it to May or until such time that we have an ordinance that we're working with council on.
And I understand there's been some recent legislative action
There has been,
in
and
the state of Alabama.
we're trying to get our ordinance to reflect the changes.
Understood. Any questions for our city attorney? All right. Next, we have Mr. Martin with an ordinance, a zoning ordinance change at 900 Concourse Parkway from planned industrial to planned office.
Yes, good evening. This particular item is coming up for a second reading and a public hearing. This is regarding approximately 7.5 acres of land at the address on Concourse Parkway. The property is currently split between two zoning districts. You have approximately 1 acre that is planned industrial, and the remainder is planned office. The application before you is to consider changing the zoning of the property to where it in its entirety is within the PO planned office district.
What questions does the council have?
Madam President, with the public hearing, I anticipate there would be a vote after such hearing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Mr. Martin. And the last item is we'll have a first reading regarding an ordinance on another intergovernmental agreement, this one with Jefferson County for the donation of city-owned property for right-of-way and to grant a temporary construction easement. Ms. Ginn?
This item, in September, there was an intergovernmental agreement with Jefferson County for the construction project for the city's funding piece. So this is just a really simple an item for us to donate a small amount of right-of-way at the corner of Sulphur Springs and Shades Crest Road, and then another very small piece of city right-of-way for a temporary construction easement to facilitate the construction of the sidewalk by Jefferson County.
Any questions? All right, hearing none. Any other items of business from the council?
Yes, can you tell us about, will there be anything different at Monday's meeting?
Oh, yes. Well, we certainly expect to be dressed in a very festive manner, and I hope that all of you who join us here in person or online will also dress in a festive manner. We will have a contest for the public and for the staff that the council members will judge and choose the best costumes. But we intend to wear our either Grinchiest or most Griswoldest attire. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is there also going to be any type of music?
Oh, yes, I did hear that there was going to be some special music, courtesy of Dalton Dismukes was arranging that for us, but I'll confess I don't know exactly who is going to be singing.
I believe some of the Auburn folks are going to be.
Auburn singers?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So please join us for that. It'll be a special night. Go ahead.
Madam President Pro-Tem, I just got one comment. Well, firstly, I apologize for my lateness. My daughter's had her second and hopefully final major surgery. So my wife and I have to make sure she's not there by herself. So that's a little run-in. I do want to give an update on a previous topic related to the City Council administration role. And some feedback I did get from the council, won't mention particular name, but there's some consistency on that. I would ask this, though, since the job has been approved, we held the role until the new council came in, that the council consider adding it to the budget, and then whenever a set date occurs to actually publish it, if they publish it for posting, right? And this is the reason why. Some just have some, want to get acclimated a little bit more to the council seat before they want to proceed with said role, which is a fair statement regardless of what previous council has done. A couple of them have just a couple questions as it relates to separation of government. We collaborate well together, but knowing state law, you don't want to direct staff as a legislation body. It's illegal to do that. So whether that line draw, and should it be all the way up under the council as a whole? Organizational structure. I know we had an organizational structure that we asked to be updated in the previous council, and I think we need to kind of look at what the totality of that looks like moving forward. And then the salary piece of it, I know the mayor's staff is looking at that as well too. So just some questions that need to be answered, but I would ask, since we have the description, we will have comps for the actual role, which asks the council to consider putting in the budget, and then whenever time comes that you feel comfortable, if you feel comfortable, to proceed with the posting of that said role. So that's my only commentary.
Thank you for that update. Mr. Murphy, any other comments from the council? Items of business? All right, we're adjourned. See you Monday.